Who is it?
Hey, dude,
Vinny!
are you there?
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up,
I'm
my
here,
brother?
man.
How are you,
Dude, I
man?
don't have a scary story, man.
I'm gonna have pretty much a heart attack. I'm like having a heart attack, but I can't scream or anything. Basically, laying on the floor, panicking.
Oh!
No, you weren't. You weren't.
Oh!
You built the place. I haven't seen the Hopi in thousands of years. Don't make fun of my people. Period.
Sorry,
I'll come
grandfather.
after your ass and cut you up into little bitty bits.
Facebook page down because people said Richie from Boston's gay. He's gay. I'm gay. I'm a gay man.
And I mean, yeah, I mean, you can prosecute me for that if you'd like. That's
No,
fine.
it's not why I'm doing that. I'm just
Well,
saying there's a lot
But
of...
that is what you did.
Bigelow started buying websites, including one in British Columbia, Canada. So all of a sudden, this kind of triggered Brian Vike.
Welcome back to Third Phase of Moon. Blake Cousins here. We've got a special report for you. We've got a few UFO videos that we want to share with you.
Welcome back, everybody. Blake Cousins, along with Orlando Smith and Brent Cousins, we're going to be going over incredible imagery.
Third phase of moon. Third phase of moon.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff.
You were either in or you were either out, brother.
But the cream rise to the top. Oh yeah.
All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Urish Giorgiano, and it is July 10th, 2024. How is everyone? It is Wednesday, right in the middle of the week. Why does it seem very bright? Right? You can barely see the clock in the background, yeah? Something's wrong. Whoa. Let's try something here. All right, I guess. I don't know. Something's off. It's weird tonight. Let me see. Put this back. Hold on. Go back here. When the power went out, all my settings are different. I think that might be a little better. I still didn't get the other light set up. I've got it sitting right next to me. Anyway, it's hump day, everybody. And the 9 to 5ers working it hard. I know the weekend's going to be here before you know it. Now, I got news. It's really strange news. There's a chance, a 50-50 chance that I may move back to Arizona. Ask me if I want to move. Do I want to move? How dare you ask? None of your business. Of course I don't want to move. But I do. I look, Florida's weird. It all has to do with my parents. Yeah. They I don't know, they're homesick, I think. They miss their friends and everything, and we moved out here not under false pretenses, but it was supposed to be different. Let's just say that. And they missed their friends. These are the same friends who not once came to visit them in 4 years. Millionaires, mind you. They can just get on a plane and get here overnight. Not a drop in the bucket to them. Doesn't matter. Some friends. Yeah. I don't know. I think the weather is getting to the old folks. It sucks. It's been really brutally hot out here this year. The first 3 years we were here, not a problem. This year's it's a different animal. It is, even I won't go outside. And, I want to do my audit thing, and a lot of my work I wanted to do outside, and I just can't. After 5 minutes of being outside, you're soaking wet. Soaked. So I had to change everything. Now I rescheduled a lot of my audits I'm going to do, and all of them are indoors. Yeah. See, now if I was in Arizona and it was 105, 110, you can go outside for 30 minutes and barely sweat. You're still dehydrating just as bad. Right? But you don't feel it. You can breathe. You don't sweat that much. Out here, it's different. Yeah, it's weird. We didn't feel it the first 3 years. So there's a good chance we're moving back home to breathe again. I say home, see? I don't want to move. Because I don't like moving, packing up and doing all that shit again. I feel like I just got here. I told them I don't want to move. Well, we're just talking about it. Another excuse. And I don't blame them on this. There's so many bugs. They woke up with ants in their bathroom. The same exact time I woke up with ants in my kitchen. Same exact place as last year, too. You just can't avoid them. Florida's the tropics, man. And Arizona's not. You don't get the bugs. I walked outside and got smacked in the head with some sort of bug. I don't know. Just right in the freaking forehead. I'm like, what the? And I'm doing all this and my neck hurts. Trying to dodge it. I saw it at the last second. I put a video out 2 years ago when I came home to a 5-inch bug right on my front door, and I'm throwing a big stick at it. And I said on the video, it's going to come right at me. I know it. And what are the odds? I throw the stick, scared the thing, and it comes right at me. Of course, I go around the car, almost fall down. It's just too many of them. And snakes. Now I have a little snake that lives under my porch. Oh, yeah, little garden snake. Oh, he's so cute. He's got a nice big tongue and everything. I didn't post a video yet. But he wasn't there this morning. But like a little piece of the concrete broke off, and there's a little cave. And he just wedged himself in there, and all you see is the head and a little tongue. You know? I saw the tongue. It came right out. I mean, right underneath. I was like, hey, what is that? And then I peeked my head, and there he was looking right at me. And I'm like, aren't you cute? And I got my camera out and video recorded it. And I got bug bites on me. I don't know from what. Because I got bit when I was by ants. And I'm allergic to ants. Look at my skin. My skin's coming off. Because I itched it so hard. It was so itchy. And when I itched it, it felt orgasmic. And I felt like that dog you see on that video when he gets his head scratched by that prong thing. And he goes, right? I'm like, oh. Well, it's finally going away enough that I didn't itch it once today. And it's not warm anymore. So put good amount of ice on it. Anyway, tonight we're going to talk about... Hey, usually I talk about this stuff on the members videos. Anyway, I don't want to go, but I do. I really, really enjoy Arizona. It's so beautiful. And you can breathe. And I can handle the heat out there. Yeah, no problem. I don't know. Getting old sucks too. Anyway, whatever. So we'll do a little bit of Lue. Lue has bad luck, I've noticed. If you ever watched the movie Who's Lue, you find out that everything Lue seemed to have touched turned to dirt, dust, ashes, burnt up. Bad Lue. I think he's cursed. And I understand that. I talk about the Giordano curse once or twice a year. I feel cursed. I see Lue as being cursed. Why that happened, I'll tell you why. There was a picture that came out, and they turned it into a meme. And they said, what happened to Lue? You see a picture of Lue like a year ago, and then a picture of Lue now, allegedly. And he just looks different. He doesn't look healthy. It's what happens when you sell your soul to the devil. Trying to get sympathy too. We've been threatened. Who hasn't? I get threatened every week. Every week. It's going to get worse too. Doing the auditing. That's okay. You only live once. You only live once. Right? All right. We'll talk about... Oh, I know. Thank you. Okay, man. Hey, yo. Dude, you may have just saved me. I forgot about that. I'm going to text my mother right after the show and say, do you know how many illegals? 3 million illegals are in Arizona now. I don't know how many. It's a lot, though. And I heard even gas is $5.50 a gallon in Arizona in some places where we're going to live because my parents all, they're going to want to live in a nice place. Thank you, David Wilcox, not Wilcox. That is the most important point I can make. There's nothing else that I could say that's going to sway them to stay. Oh, look at that. Let's do a little roll call, shall we? David Wilcox, not Wilcox. Welcome to the show with some good advice. Well, by accident. Perfect. Brooke is, welcome to the show. 808. Just another DJ. Welcome to the show. 808. 808. Isn't that Hawaii? That's Hawaii, isn't it? 808. Wait a minute. Is that just another... Are you Lou Angeles? Welcome to the show, Stingray 427 man. Welcome. All right. Nice to meet you. Raging Against Machines, back for an action. Back for an action. My Bidenisms are getting better. I'm doing more and more every day. Letro Genuil. I hope I said that right. LG in the house, everybody. There we go. LG. What's up, B? Bob Marley, everybody. And Kelly Lewis, the EW is here. Welcome to the show. Bob Marley, welcome to the show. I forgot. Samo, Gufonian, Rockstar. Welcome to the show. I don't think I've ever said it that way before. Paula Faust. Hi, Paula. Welcome to the show. Sky Allen. Oh, what are you doing down there in the band? Welcome to the show. Although I didn't see you under there. Oh, Scott Brown, thank you for being here. I want to be a part of that. I will do it. I will do it very well. You tell me what to say, what to do, what to promote. I'm there. Can I do my own thing? When can I do it? Can I do it right now? The Nazca Moomy Doomies. Real or real fake? Scott Brown is starting the Nazca Nonsense campaign. Love it. I promote. We'll have to come back to that. Oh my God, I'm excited. Wow, what a great idea. I wish I thought of that. I do everything, I guess, but when you focus in on one, like especially the Nazca Nonsense, I like it. It's the two ends are better than one. No, it's a good thing. I wanna promote that. See, I can't save your comment like I can on StreamYard. But all right, well, I'll try to remember. Hold on. Scott Brown nonsense, Nazca nonsense. Scott Brown Nazca nonsense. Scott Brown Nazca nonsense. Who? Scott Brown. What? Nazca. About? Nonsense. Got it. Mummies. Okay, I won't forget. Welcome to the show, Derek Kennedy, everybody. All right, if I didn't say your name, SL, how do you do? What do you be? Van Helton's here too. Van Helton stream admin. What do you say, brother? Van Helton looking for a platform? Is Van Helton looking to platform dive? What's up, FGraph72? How you doing, man? Metalhead. I was watching your video today, the one I showed on the show. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good stuff. I like it. All right, let's get started with everything. If I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we got a lot of show to do, and, we got to start. What's up, Leadfoot? Rich. It's always weird to say your own name, right? Doesn't it sound weird when you say your name and you call out, "Hey, Marcel," and then you're like, God, that sounds weird, right? In your own mind, we all do it. I remember when I first heard the name Dick and how that relates to Richard. I have no idea. I don't know. I forget. Somebody told me. All right, let's get started. What's up, Porky R? Porky Rabbit's here. All right. So we'll get to the Elizondo stuff because I honestly do believe he is cursed. If you look at everything, and I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it right away, but if you look at everything that he's tried to do in life, and we don't know much of his career, do we? Now that I'm really good at getting FOIAs, I think I'm going to FOIA Elizondo's records. Has anybody done that, got his disciplinary records? Is that something we can get from a counterintelligence agent? Allegedly? I mean, we don't really know, do we? I mean, everybody could be in on it. The whole thing could be a lie. All of his friends, all the people, Ryan Graves. One guy who's not, we do know that David Fravor is real. He's a real pilot, a real guy. He did that documentary several years ago in '04 on the Discovery Channel, where they followed him around for a few episodes as the guy in charge of, what was going on the ship, whatever. Yeah, how did he go from being that guy to being a pilot? I forget what documentary. It's not hard to find. Yeah, but what do we really know about these people? I want disciplinary records on all of them. I want to know what they did to get put. I know in my heart that Lue Elizondo did something to get put in this position. Because remember the clip. I'm not a UFO guy. I didn't give a shit about UFOs. I hated them. I threw that in there. I'm a counterintelligence guy, and they wanted me to use those skill sets in the UFO community. That's what I did. That's what I do. I know, I'm still wearing them. My eyes were really red. Yeah, I haven't been feeling good all day, really. I didn't think I was going to have a show a few hours ago. It's just one of those days, fellas and ladies. But we keep going. We just keep going. But I like the no nonsense thing. The Nazca no nonsense. What is it? Nazca nonsense. Nazca's no nonsense. No nonsense. Nazca nonsense. Can we throw another N in there? Word like Nazca. No. Yeah. Nazca nonsense is the only thing. It's always the gut instinct that the first thing you come out with, that's usually the winner. So I think that's a really good idea, Scott Brown. I'm not kidding. I'd like to know if there's a way I can help. Because I can make memes, I can make videos, I can put together things, and, I can do it all. Let me know. I mean, if that's what it takes to become a member of the nonsense regime towards Nazca. The Mummy Doomies is what we call them here. Jaime's Mummy Doomies. I don't know if they're fake. I really don't. I don't know. I don't know. If we find out officially someday that those are fake, then we're going to say, all right, I didn't get my hopes up anyway. But what a blow it would be to the UFO community. And Jaime Maussan is at the helm of it and swears up and down that these are legit, right? But the universities out here denied wanting to test it. Them. That's weird. Why? Just do it. Get it over with. Oh, we don't entertain in such nonsense. We're doing a bunch of other... Hey, now, if we find out that these are transsexual aliens, well, then... Wait a minute. Jaime, I think they are trans, if you know what I mean. Oh, as a matter of fact, this is both man and female. So... You say both. It's trans, it's male, female. It's got it all. Vagine, a penis. It's got a hips like a man, but made for a woman. You know what? And look at the mouth. It's not like that, but I always think that that's what that little dummy looks like. That little one, the one they always show. That's what I see when they show that one, even though it's not. The Nazca nonsense. Nude Nazca nonsense. No. Nye's, you got to get the Nye guy. Who's that Bill Nye guy? You got to get him in. Nye's nonsense. Nye's Nazca nonsense. There's your 3 N's. But he's not a real scientist, is he, that guy? The Nye guy? What's his name? Jeremy Nye? Whoa, my God. Oh, come on. You know, it's getting silly out there now. Can I just show you this real silliness like you've never seen? It's gotten to a level where somebody has to say something to World News X. Somebody's got to. Hold on. I got stuff open from yesterday I didn't mean. Somebody has to. They're making Secure Team and others look like they do research. You know what I mean? This is bad. I'm just having a very strange situation happening right now. Okay, this is what I want. There we go. Whew, 3rd time's a charm. So here we go. Supposed alien right here in a cave. Now, they're trying to act like, oh, you know, that's where the mummies live. In caves like these. Go. It's a new species. Look at it. We'll make him bend. Oh, he's sending out brain waves to the camera. Go away. Go away. Go away. So we went away. That is, I mean, this is getting ridiculous. No, really. Nice. So there's an alien figure in the cave, and the guy decides to point the camera down and just go left and right because you fake it, you take your scene, and then you add all the crap in later. How horrible is World News X to even post this? How horrible is it of me to show you? What am I doing? But I'm not saying it's real. That's the difference between truthology for ufology and the liabilities. And I mean lying abilities of some of these people. Not cool, World News X. Not cool at all. Matter of fact, you know, they should be banned. How do you ban them from being just mean? You're mean, tyrants, jagovs. Well, from the ridiculous to hopefulness, Jeremy Reese, the alien scientist on YouTube, has an interesting thing going on. Some research he's been working on, and says that, well, he and others they got their hands on that piece of metal. You know, that metamaterial which Linda Moulton House sold to TTSA back in 2018, which went the U.S. Army under that CRADA agreement where Arrow spent $3 million to conclude it was missile casing from the 1950s, which is quite different from what CIA/government scientist Hal Puthoff was claiming back in 18, when TTSA was still taking investments from the public with the promises of reverse engineering the technology to build spaceships. Remember that? Tom DeLonge went on Joe Rogan and claimed that the material was a terahertz waveguide which would levitate when exposed to a 1 through 9 terahertz wave source. I'm reading that right. Those claims, along with all mention of the material, have vanished from the internet. And now I feel that myself and my colleagues' lives may be at stake, which is why we are trying to get this out publicly to as many people as possible in case anything happens to us or this sample. If this technology just down here underneath or any of the others we are looking into turns out to be the real deal, then disclosure will be happening right here in full undeniable view of the academic and scientific. No. Jeremy, that's really wishful thinking. I appreciate the effort. It's not full disclosure. What it would be is just you found something that isn't made from the planet. And where it came from, well, nobody really knows, do they? There's no spaceship. There's no meteor. There's no video. Is there video? Maybe, maybe not. We don't know of any. All I know is that that's not disclosure. But I like the cut of your jib, as the kids say. At least the guy's doing something. He's doing a lot, actually. He got frustrated too several months ago. Remember? It's the end of everything. Ufology will never see me again. Oh no, I said, please don't go. Let me know if there's anything I can do. We were all wondering what happened to Jeremy. And then he popped up like a month later, like nothing happened. No, I'm okay now. Well, what happened? Did he get married? Divorced? So a baby come around? I mean, something important had to happen, right? Maybe the CIA paid him a visit. Maybe he's been turned. Maybe Jeremy was contemplating never coming back because, well, the tables have turned. He was getting too close, folks. They paid him a visit, and now Jeremy's playing it for the man himself. He is no longer one of us. No, I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying. It's just weird. He goes away. Message to all of us. I can't handle it. Ufology sucks. Then a month later, he comes back like, I'm okay. Nothing, hey, it was just a glitch in my matrix. Nothing. Something's wrong. Something happened. I don't know. Maybe he got the $2 billion deal that Greer turned down. Maybe, just maybe, they gave him the book. And Jeremy and the other scientists are going to give us disclosure. Wishful thinking. Hey, when people disappear and they come back, I've got questions. Yeah, same thing with Lou Andrews. I'm never coming back, and now he's back. And he's totally different, right? I don't get it. What happened? What changed? Why are you back? It's hard to stay away, isn't it? It's hard. I try every day. But I get pulled back in. Oh, I forgot. If you want to help support this Truthology for Ufology guy, all the links are in the show description. You could even become a member if you want. Whatever. Nobody cares anymore. Anyway, I'm kidding. I'm joking. I know you care. No, but you don't. No, I'm just kidding. You do. Oh, by the way, I want to thank Venus Miranda for $20 on Cash App after the show yesterday. I can't believe that. Thank you very much. Very nice. Venus Miranda, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thank you so much. She's got some good stories, I think. We should start having guests, huh? I know you guys are hungry for that. Well, Jeff Willis will be back next week. next Wednesday. But I'm thinking of pulling something out of the hat. But when people leave and they come back and they're different, makes you curious. But it's not like that. I've never had the visit, and Lord knows they could have done it. Well, maybe I have. In Arizona, yeah, that's true. I guess I did. Indirectly. And then when Discovery Channel came over, and they were at my house for 8 hours, they said, no, we'll be here about 4 to 5 hours. Well, they couldn't debunk it, but these people they were in my house without my permission, And I caught them twice, and you're mic'd up the whole time. So they know where you are at all times. So they just say, yeah, we're going to do it. You can go through their drawers and see if they're making this up, see if this is a hoax, look for balloons, whatever. Or somebody from the government says they work with, Discovery Channel. They come in. They were in my freaking house, man. It pissed me off like you wouldn't believe. Caught them twice. One guy was in my refrigerator. Oh, I was looking for water. And I go, yeah. I go, you ask. Unbelievable. It's just bad manners. It's very unprofessional. And that was the crew with Gilligan. Yeah, Gilligan. Discovery frauds. Hey, what's up? Wayne from Michigan UFOs. Oh, wow. Jeanette, the angel of GUFON, throwing down a 5-pound, £5. Well, we call those super donos. A heart's a heart, love is love, and that's what we do. Pure love right here at GUFON. Thank you very much, Jeanette, a continuing supporter of GUFON. Thanks, Jay, the angel of GUFON. Jeanette Angel. All right, so I hope Jeremy's on our side still. Seems like it. I'm half joking, right? So, they found out that metal is just nothing. It's nothing. So, anyway, just missile casing from the 50s. Beautiful work. All right. Yesterday, we dove in because it's been over a year since David Grusch, did the junket. He did News Nation. He did the Congress. He went on Joe Rogan, the big three. And we're still dissecting what he said, which is fun because, while it's slow right now, it's going to be slow till next year. Yeah. It's ufology. Unless something major happens, ufology is just going to be like it is today. Slow. And that's okay. We'll figure it out, right? It was slow my first 10 years I was in this field. We managed. All right. So David Grusch talks about, the seriousness of the situation. So here we are more than a year later. All right. How serious of a situation is it? Like, the world was just fine without knowing any of this, right? Everything still runs the same. Nobody's stopped working. Oh, wait, David, did you hear the story? Hold on, everybody. Amazon, stop shipping. Google, hold on. Google. Well, you know what I mean. People don't stop working for this stuff. It's not a real alien. It's hearsay. And that's what this guy gave us. However, it is big news. Yeah, it is. But it isn't, and it kind of isn't. I don't want to be that guy tonight, but let's see here. Let's hear what he says. Wow, what's going on? There's a lot of action going on in that chat room. I'll be checking those out. Thanks.
Real. Then you realize we've recovered artifacts and biologics, or dead pilots, if you will, even though it's kind of creepy to even think about that in your worldview. You don't think they were ever alive sometimes too, right? And I'll leave it at that, only because that is something the president and his cabinet needed to disclose this in a controlled manner. Going back to that amendment, I'm not here to push the subject in an improper way. And that sounds like, why don't you just do it, Dave? I'm like, there's a lot of secondary and tertiary ramifications, socioeconomically, theologically, our relationship geopolitically with our allies and adversaries. This is not rip off the Band-Aid and it's simple. There's a lot of complex stuff behind the scenes that need to happen, and that's why I'm laying out all the general stuff that needs to be talked about during the disclosure process. But I should not be the one disclosing, and it would be highly inappropriate because I care about the health of the United States and its people and national security for me to do so. So I know there's people that are like, oh, why doesn't Dave say X, Y, and Z? It's like, this is serious. This is not like, haha, let me tell you a good story. I'm a serious guy. I ruined my fucking career doing this. I was going to make lieutenant colonel in the Air Force this winter. I was on track to be, a flag officer equivalent civilian in my career. I spent 18 years in uniform, if you count the cadet time, right? My whole adult life was serving as an intel officer. But I wanted to see, and I'm 36, right? Older millennial. I wanted to see change. So I'm throwing the flag out, and I'm here to hold the government accountable to do the right thing in a manner that is mature and thorough, because I don't begin to say that I know everything, all the different ramifications of saying certain things publicly. I don't know all the answers to that, and that's why I have to be careful, because I don't even know, I'll call it, collateral damage effects, to use kind of a military term, what may happen if certain things.
Oh, come on. He went over everything. Who did he talk to? What was the name of that? Not the DOD. It was, who did he talk to get approval to say all that stuff? Yeah, we heard part of that yesterday. That's right. David Wilcox, not Wilcock, gifted 5 GUFON memberships. Good Lord, David, thank you very much. He gifted one to Three Norm was gifted. Venus Miranda got one. There you go. Buzz B was gifted. Reincarnated and Myra Page were all gifted by David Wilcox, not Wilcock. That's cool, bro. Thank you very much for doing that. I was trying to see. It didn't show up in supers. It doesn't show up. That's weird. I was trying to see if it can. That's how it shows up. Thanks, brother. Appreciate that. Oh, that's really nice, Busby. Lots of lips. Lots of lovely lips you got there, David. All right, let's move along. So, the reason I play these clips, it's just to keep us up to date and not forget what they told us is going to happen. He's talking about stuff. Now here we are 12, 13 months later. And we haven't moved. The needle's stuck. It should keep moving. But this is what I've noticed over the last 20 years. Anytime the needle moves a little further, out of nowhere, something will deny the reality of what you're hearing. And then there'll be, there's doubt. Like if they're like the Phoenix Lights, too many people believed in a big ship. So they came out, the flare thing by just chance, that the news was doing a story and flares were behind them. And they go, hey, doesn't that look like the Phoenix Lights? That's how all the flare shit got started. Purely by accident. Just like Doug and Dave, 2 guys with a board and some rope, made crop circles all around the world. Yeah, all around the world. I forgot to mention that the last time I brought that up. So silly. How could they travel all around the world? All right. I don't know. I saw something here I thought was interesting. Let me get rid of it. It's not. But this is. You know, I like the Nazca nonsense campaign. Now, that to me is very smart because there's a lot of stuff we need to know before I can actually give it a stamp of approval. I still don't know. To me, I'm going to say it's bullshit because Jaime Maussan is involved. And I haven't seen enough to say they're real. So that's good. There's another one. A strategic deception campaign. Are you aware of this? Why is there so much UFO activity around nuclear sites? Why? Oh, I have to show you where I was 2 days ago. Oh, yeah. Some of you are going to love this. And I got the drone over the water. Hey, man, that's not funny. Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, no, but the original picture's missing. Oh, that is bizarre. All right, well, I was able to blow this up now. Let me show you what's only about 38 miles from where I live. This is just purely by accident. And I flew the drone, well, relatively close. Look at a nuclear power plant. I was thrilled when I saw this. Just totally thrilled. Of course, I, flew the drone as far as it would go before it would lose the signal. So I wasn't able to get, this was driving. And, I'm on the road. And I saw this while I was driving in. And then when I was flying the drone, I'm like, oh shit. I didn't know that I could see that. Sure enough, I got some drone footage of that place to show people. It's pretty cool though. I forget the name of it. Is this a video? Oh, that's just a still frame. Yeah, I don't know where the video is. It's 5:34. Okay, let me see something here. 5:34. So, oh, here it is. Oh, okay. Let's take a look. Usually I do the stuff at the end of the show, but there won't be any sound, I don't think. Yeah. Or there was no cars. This was right after sunrise, probably let's see, 7:40. Yeah, about 7:40 right now. There it is. I'm running over the dividers in the road, the reflectors. Yeah, they are. I stopped in the middle of the road. That is pretty cool. I don't know. It shocked me to see a nuclear plant right by me. It's very, very. I don't know. It reminds me of The Simpsons. That's what I kept thinking about, and then I keep thinking, oh my God, anybody within range. I mean, I'm a target living here. I thought I wasn't going to be able to fly the drone within a certain amount of feet, but there's no restrictions. The only restrictions of flying are for airports. Well, I can fly over a government facility, believe it or not. You're allowed to. They won't like it, and if they find you, they could, illegally take your drone, throw you in jail for a little bit, just to be jerks. Keep your drone. That's why I don't do anything illegal. Because I want to keep my stuff. I thought that was very interesting to see that. And the video I have from where I went is actually really interesting too. I don't have it here with me right now. I was going to make something. I was going to make a special video with the last week of flying I've done. So I don't bore you guys. I'll just put it all in one video and bore you in 1 hour. Annie Jacobson. Anybody? Anybody care? Strategic Deception Campaign. It is very difficult for me to accept that our sacredly guarded airspace is regularly intruded by craft that somebody at the Defense Department doesn't know what it is. I just have trouble believing that. Annie Jacobson, author, explains that the U-2 spy plane and the A-12 Oxcart were misidentified as UFOs back in the day. She makes it clear that secret spy planes can't explain all UFO sightings, though. I'm trying to bring this up in the air for you so you can see it as I read it, because there is a video with it. The CIA took the opportunity to use UFOs in a strategic deception campaign to cover up their secret aircraft. Most of us know this already, but it's a good refresher. That's what I say. It's okay we're talking about this again. We need refreshers all the time. Annie Jacobson highlights when a group of people in a commercial airline flight got a glimpse of the A-12 Oxcar as it descended from 90,000 feet and approached Area 51 to land. The passengers on the flight thought they saw a UFO. FBI agents greeted the passenger plane when it landed in LA and made all witnesses sign an NDA and told them they didn't see a UFO. Even the FBI agents didn't know what the witnesses saw at the time, creating more confusion, and mystique. Oh, Annie. You see, how do you believe this now? How does she know? Nobody knows.
Answer this in an interesting, informative way.
I think she should put on square glasses now. It's time for a change.
I love narrative. I love stories. I love storytelling. I love talking. It's how people tell each other stories to communicate. You have to have an interesting story to be.
Oh my God, who wrote this for her? The vice president? You know, you need stories because stories are how we tell our future generations what we're doing today. And they can read it with their own eyes. Yeah, with their eyes. I know.
Able to grab somebody's attention and talk about them. And UFOs are so interesting. The idea that these spaceships would carry people from outer space to us in an interesting.
I'm sorry, I accidentally hit. See, they shouldn't have the buttons that close. Don't you feel like you're being talked to like a first grader?
Are so interesting. The idea that these spaceships would carry people.
Who wrote this? This is awful. And that the spaceships would carry people. Yeah, what are they going to carry? Finch? Crickets? Come on, lady.
From outer space to us. What could be more interesting than that?
Yeah, well, if I was in a spaceship, it'd be more interesting than that.
So the idea of UFOs, to my eye, has been around forever. As long as man has been writing history, or before he was writing history. When I was writing the book Phenomena, I interviewed Jacques Vallée, who is the sort of...
Red alert! Red alert! Jacques Vallée has been mentioned. Please refrain from laughing. There will be no laughing at this time. Jacques Vallée. She's proud to say she... Well, most people don't know any better. Jacques Vallée is the biggest scam since Jeremy Corbell in ufology. I kid you not. I'm telling you, I honestly know I'm right. I feel I'm right. That guy, although he did bring a lot of attention to ufology, he brings attention to ufology like Corbell. It's all done in mixed up ways, like ways you shouldn't do it. Admitting things you don't have evidence on. Saying that this happened when it didn't. And saying that the aliens are here when you have no proof they are. Anyway, yeah, well, she's talking about that guy. She's on that side of the narrative, that side of ufology, not my side.
Perhaps the world's leading ufologist. And he wrote this amazing book, which I have a copy of, like a hardcover book.
The most bullshit you could fit in 60 years.
With beautiful illustrations in it.
Yeah, tons of bullshit. Lots of loads. You can see them for miles. They look like Vimana, but they were pyramids. And we called them... What do we call them?
That
got nothing.
Takes the reader through some of the oldest images in art history. And Jacques has curated them all to show UFOs, the idea of UFOs, throughout recorded history.
Mm-hmm.
It's always been there. The nuclear thing is interesting. I do know that a theory has developed, a narrative around this idea that, you know, aliens or people from outer space were somehow concerned that we invented this weapon that could end civilization, and they therefore came to aid or help or make themselves noticed. I mean, it's an interesting narrative. It is an interesting narrative.
What did she say? She didn't say what narrative. You didn't say anything. They came here to be noticed? What?
Concerned that we invented this weapon that could end civilization, and they therefore came to aid or help or make themselves noticed.
To aid or help, which is the same thing, by the way. Aiding and helping is the same. Or get themselves noticed. This is Annie Jacobson. This is who people look up to in ufology. Women, don't look up to this woman as your inspiration for being in ufology. There's many women you could follow that are better than this one. She is all about Annie Jacobson. There's not one thing she's saying here that isn't like a hot button. You know what I mean? It's everything she's saying is catchphrases and all other shit. No evidence. I forgot what I was going to say, but it wasn't good. Maybe it's better.
I mean, it's an interesting narrative. It is an interesting narrative.
The narrative that we created an atom or nuclear weapon that we could end civilization with, that's interesting. And the aliens are here to aid us, help us, which is the same thing we found out, or just be noticed. That one to me is like, to be noticed? Hey, we noticed. Now what? It's been 80 years. I'm sorry, it's been since 18. I'm sorry, it's been since 15. I'm sorry, it's been thousands of years since we've noticed, Annie. Now what? They were here before the nuclears, before the atomics, before anti-gravitics. I just wanted to say anti-gravitics. Let's hear some other intelligent words from Annie, please.
All different kinds of people have different things to add to that narrative.
All different kinds of people have different... Wow. Woof. What does that even mean? All different kinds of people have something to add. What does that mean? Doctors, lawyers, the rich, the poor, the middle class, the homeless, the housed, the unhoused, the undead, the unalived?
Including Jacques.
The Walking Dead?
Valet, including Hal Puthoff, including a lot of these people who are leaders in that, in the field. My lens of UFOs comes from very specifically from sources I have worked with who have a different take on that, who see that as part of a strategic deception campaign. Should I give you a little more detail?
Yes.
So the people that she follows are part of the deception campaign?
I've worked with who have a different take on that, who see that as part of a strategic deception campaign.
The people that she follows are part of a secret deception campaign. And yeah, we want you to expand. Ask him if you can.
Should I give you a little more detail?
Yes, please.
So the early book I wrote, the first book I wrote, Area 51, is about a CIA base in the middle of the Nevada desert, inside the Nevada test and training range where we set off nuclear weapons. Did you know this?
I did.
Okay. A lot of...
Who doesn't know this?
I mean, people know that now, and it's great. And then that base is inside an even bigger test and training range where pilots fly out of Nellis. But in the 50s, Area 51 was specifically set up by the CIA to develop the U-2 spy plane, which was this high-flying aircraft, 70,000 feet up it flew. I mean, in 1950, that...
All she's telling us are things we already know. Everything. Did you know that they used to detonate atomic bombs at Area 51? Yeah, it's common knowledge. We've known that, yeah. Did you know that it was at Area 51? Uh-huh. Yeah. Did you know? Yeah, we know everything you're telling us. Say something we haven't heard. She's not saying anything new. I guarantee it, the next thing that comes out of her mouth is something in the history of ufology. It's in the lore. It's in the conspiracy, the belief, whatever you want to believe in.
Is just nothing short of a miracle. It was out of the range of Russian surface-to-air missiles. Right. For Area 51, I got to interview the guys who built that airplane from scratch, literally. It did not come with a manual. They built it. I interviewed the pilots who flew it over the Soviet Union, flew it over, all kinds of places.
Okay. I told you she was going to tell us stuff we already knew. You know what? Pilots who flew the SR-71 flew over Russia And get this, folks, other places. Yeah, I know. If she would have just stopped at Russia, that would have been enough for me. But once she said other places, I'm sold. Everything she says, I don't believe. No, I'm kidding. I believe everything she says just because. Are you kidding me? This is so funny. I never noticed this. Let's see what else she says that's obvious. So, okay, so the pilots are flying the SR-71. Oh, by the way, very high. High. And don't forget the finger point. High. 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 Here we go. Why am I playing this? Because it's fun.
And it was so secret that Eisenhower knew about it.
Okay, here comes the next obvious. It's so secret that Eisenhower knew about it. Go ahead, Annie. Tell us what else history's hiding or told us.
The director of the CIA and the guys at Area 51.
That's it.
That's it. It was like, because it needed to be secret, because if the Russians knew about it, they'd shoot it down.
Oh. But the SR-71 was too fast, too high for them to notice it. By the time it would have been over Russia, there's no way they could have freaking shot it down. Don't you know how they fly, Annie? That's why they flew it directly over Russia. Annie? Because they could. Because by the time they figured out what it was too far gone. And even then, they didn't know. They just imagined. They heard it. Oh, they heard it. Hey, Dmitri, did you hear camera? Yeah, I thought I heard a camera, yeah. Hey, tell Dmitri number 2. I don't know, I forget the other names. All right, here we go. Let's listen to more. Annie knows everything about nothing. Tell us more, Annie. I don't know why. We've never done an Annie thing before. I don't know.
Which they ended up doing with Gary Powers in 1960. So,
ooh, you know who she reminds me of in the future? In 20, maybe 15 to 20 years. Alien Girl. Amy's gonna be taking the place of this person. Wouldn't that be nice? That's who she reminds me of. That's why I keep looking at this lady like, why do I know this face? That kind of reminds me of Amy. In a good way. That would be nice if Amy could go up there and change the world. At least Amy would say stuff. Annie's a sellout. Sold out, wrote about it, and now is talking about what she wrote about. Hey, because you didn't read my book, here's what's in my book, everything. She spends 2 hours talking to this guy, talking about the whole book. You might as well have done an audio book. All right, I'm sorry. I was just having fun. Kind of reminds me of Amy. All right, go. All right, what else? What are we doing with her? Oh, that's right. Annie, can't you hear me? Go.
The CIA knew it was inevitable that it would get shot down, but they were just playing with fire until it did. But the point of all this is when that was flying, it was mistaken for a UFO. Think about something flying 70,000 feet up. People didn't know airplanes fly at 25,000 feet-ish. Imagine.
Wow, she's really good at telling us things we already know. Do you know that planes fly around 25,000 feet-ish? Ish?
You're somebody that looks up, and also the U-2 has these incredibly long wings. So it just looks like a flying cross. And the reflection of it.
God, she's just like Kamala Harris.
It's not where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, I mean, could you even see it 70,000 feet?
You could. And
you could
people
tell
did.
It was a cross?
Well, they didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
But the CIA learned about that, and it was like
Wait, hold on. With the naked eye, I know for a fact when planes go overhead at 30,000 feet, it is extremely difficult unless you have perfect vision to see the actual shape. And you're telling me you could see the SR-71 with your eyes from the ground? No, I don't care how much bigger it was. It's too high. Unless they were using, what are those things called? Oh, yeah, binoculars and telescopes.
Shit moment. Our project's going to become busted open. The public's going to know about it. And people started writing to their congressman. I have seen these letters declassified from the CIA. We're really concerned there's a UFO over their state. And then the CIA decided to use this as part of a strategic deception campaign. Well, let's goose this idea that there are UFOs because it's going to hide its cover for the...
All right, I'm done. I was waiting until she said something that made sense. She is terrible, just terrible. I always wondered. I imagine, because I want to go on Tucker Carlson's show one day, I'm going to make it. I'm going to get on that show. It's going to happen. And I don't know what I'm going to say. I always imagined I would talk about how mad I was at Tucker for not talking to me 4 or 5 years ago when his producer maybe or maybe not called back. I still think I was being trolled, but if that really was his producer, they blew a chance to hear what the public is doing that's actually in ufology and has a pulse on it and can, know some things that Tucker needed to know. And now that Tucker's away from Fox and everything, I'm hoping that maybe a message will get out there that we want to go on, And I don't know what I would say. But it would be something like, you had an opportunity several years ago to have me on to tell you how much bullshit Elizondo was telling you and everything else that's going on. And you actually believe in everything you're hearing from those guys. Yet you didn't even talk to any of us who actually do the research you don't do. You've been suckered in and bullied, basically very nicely bullied into believing there's one side to this whole story and the government. That's the only thing that matters, what the government tells you. And then Tucker would probably say, well, yeah, because they're the ones that are defending the country. So of course I'm going to, listen to them. Why would they lie? Tucker, they've been lying for 80 years, whatever. Well, that's true. I mean, that is true. So what do you think I should do, Rich? Just have them come on and say, no, you're lying? Ask for evidence. Show me something. If Elizondo really worked at ATIP, how come there's no evidence of it? Right? If there's all of these sightings, how come we don't have any to even take a look at? Not even a few seconds. We got a blip. Remember that? 1/8 of a second? Boop. And then I'd bitch at him for having Corbell on. And then you have Corbell on and you're applauding a guy who basically is lying to the entire UFO community in the world, and you're sitting there giving him praise without knowing there's another side to the story. Well, what? Well, then tell me the side. Oh, well, that's going to cost you. Oh, well, you're the one. I would never do that. It would be interesting. I don't know if I would do good or bad. I don't know. I know one thing. I do good under pressure usually. And it's never what you think it is in your head. I'm going over all this, imagining what it would be like talk to Tucker, and it would probably be nothing like this. It's just sad that they haven't given the community, like somebody who's not in the government, non-military, who knows this freaking business like the back of their hand, can actually give them a little bit of information that might help them make a decision on who's telling them the truth. But that's not exciting. The government's exciting. The government, the cover-up. And then there's people, Elizondo, coming out and whistleblowing. It's all a lie. Can you prove it's a lie? Just as much as they can prove he worked there. Yeah. I'm telling you. It's sad. They shut us out because that narrative would be like, it would mess everything up. And besides, Lue Elizondo himself is his own worst enemy. And if you haven't seen Who's Lue, go check it out. It's long, but you only need to watch the first half. I mean, yeah, the whole thing's, it just takes a while, maybe 2 days. But in the first half, you get a lot of information that you'll basically see Elizondo, his dad. There's something going on there that just didn't seem right. Looked like they were trying to get businesses started, and it's like every other year it would like change. It's like the business name would change or something changed. Like it was something weird was going on. When I used to work for American Express, and there were things that like you do. I think what are they called? Trip traces, where you can find out pretty much where these people use their cards. You find out everything about them, and it's like you're putting a trace on them, and then all this information comes up when you're looking for somebody that isn't paying their bill and they're hiding from you. You're like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing here. You're changing some things, and wow. And then when I saw the way the business deals didn't go through or whatever it was, it just looked a little suspicious to me. If I was somebody who was looking for suspicious activity, it was there. I don't know what it was for. Nobody does. I guess it was for businesses that had to do with a patent, that had to do with a different kind of motor for a speedboat or a boat that his dad designed a propeller for. And they were getting a patent on it or something. I don't know. It was weird. I haven't seen the movie since it came out. I'd have to watch it over. But Lue was part of TTSA. That failed too. Lue was part of that TV show, right? Disclosure. That failed too. Lue tried getting, according to Lue, he didn't want disclosure. He wasn't here for disclosure, right? What was he here for? What was he here for? I really don't know. He said he's not here for disclosure. But he wanted to tell the world how when he worked at ATIP or OSAP, whatever, how they were not allowing him access to certain things that he should have access to, right? And that's something like that. Every door that he wanted to walk through was closed. And then he heard, oh, they're demons, Lue. The aliens are demons. Doesn't make sense. I don't know what I was going to say, but, when you look at Lue and what he did, he basically did exactly what Annie Jacobson said the government does. And that's distract, deceive, lie for our own, for our own safety. I just don't understand, like, what would happen if they showed us something, a video of a real UFO? Why can't they just say it? Yeah, these are in our airspace. We don't know what they are. And no government's reporting it. Oh, wait a minute. That's what David Grusch said, right? David Grusch said that's what's happening. Oh, my God. Well, where's disclosure at this point? But I think I know what's going on. I really do. I think I know what's going on. And you're not going to believe it. But I think I figured the whole thing out. Our existence, everything. All right, buckle up. Yesterday I said, I really do believe we live in a matrix. Here's why. Reincarnation doesn't make any sense, but if you reboot it into a game, makes sense. So if we are in some sort of digital world, don't you think we would know the difference? Nope, you wouldn't know at all. Because this is what we know from day one. There could be so many glitches that we don't know because we don't know. But if an outsider or somebody who created the Matrix was standing right next to us, they would see the glitches. But we can't. And those glitches are ghosts, UFOs, Bigfoot, and other things we can't explain. People go missing. Where do they go? Most of them come back, but not everybody. Thousands of people go missing without a trace. Not a hair, not a footstep. Nothing. Where do they go? Did they just step into another reality? Yeah. They actually fell into the Matrix itself. Yep. And their existence wiped out. It's true. No, it's true. They're gone. They fell off the plane. They weren't supposed to be there, but somehow when they built the Matrix, that piece right there didn't jive. She fell into it. Or they never existed at all. And it was all a figment of your imagination. But that can't be, because their memory's there. So they did disappear. Susie was right behind you. You were talking, you could hear her voice. You didn't hear any scuffling, any scraping, any screaming, any short breath, or even saran wrap. I don't know. She's gone. You're being blamed for it. That would suck. But there's so many weird things. Don't you just think it makes more sense that that's what it really is? Let's just turn it around and make it the Matrix. We live in a Matrix. Now, it's beautiful. Now everything makes sense, doesn't it? I know I said this yesterday. So why don't they just tell us the truth? Well, if they did tell us the truth, then we wouldn't be allowed to exist. So they hide it. And they have to, because people need a reason. You need a reason to live. Why? If I don't like this world, why can't I just... You know what I mean? No, it's illegal. Why would they make it illegal? It's my life. And besides, what are you going to do to me? Throw me in jail when I'm already gone? So, that makes no sense. It's a scare tactic. We're supposed to live full lives to the best of our ability because that's the way the program is designed. And if you don't stick to the plan, if you don't live, so let's say I'm supposed to live to 80, and for some reason I only live to 60, well, I have to spend the next 20 years in limbo. And there's your ghosts. That's what's happening. It's true. You can't go back into the matrix till you lived out, and that's why they call it purgatory. You're just in limbo, man. And let me tell you something. If you take somebody's life, you stay in limbo for the remainder of the years they were supposed to have and yours because you didn't live life to the fullest. You went to prison. So now you got to live 80 years in purgatory. And you know what's going to happen after 30, 40 years? You're going to turn into a demon because your energy starts to, I don't know, change. You become different when you're in limbo too long. Doesn't it make sense now? You get angry. You're frustrated. You can see everything, but you can't do anything. But every now and then, you can throw your energy at something, knock something off the shelf. Right? Scare the crap out of people. And then all of a sudden, you see in a mirror yourself. And now you can form and become shadow and stay on the walls and be the eyes in the middle of the night and hover over people and suck the soul life out of them. Or you just sit there. I don't know. I'm just thinking outside the box. I don't know. But purgatory makes sense. You're supposed to be here for X amount of years. If you end yours or somebody else's purposefully with anger or whatever, you go to purgatory. And it is hell. It sucks. That's why people turn into demons when they have to stay there 3, 4, 5 lifetimes. Yeah. They're real. Yeah. And you want to know what happens on the surface where we're living now in the Matrix? We're finding our past in archaeological dig sites. And the past is scaring the shit out of us because it was more advanced than we are today. They were able to leave the planet. The Vimanas, the discs, the tubes, the orbs, it's all real. People called it sorcery. Nope, it's all technology. It's all technology and sorcery and words. It's all put together and it's real. And it's hidden from us. And every now and then, somebody from the government will try one of these things out and see how the public reacts. Just to see. One 3-mile wide craft flew over Arizona March 13th, 1997. It barely went over the sky at a snail's pace, walking speed. And then the wings would come in and it would a great distance and then stop. Wings would open up. People said you could throw a rock and hit it. It was so low. And they felt an electrical hum was being emanated from it. When you looked up into the huge craft, you see these lights were swimming around as if they were all part of the craft, like it was all made of the light. And the parts that didn't have the light, because they were like in a cantilever, like in a little canister type of thing, and kind of sitting back, the parts that weren't lit up, you could see right through. You could open up a newspaper at arm's length, and you still wouldn't be able to cover it. It's that big. Isn't that fun? Brian Fortson, who was one of the witnesses, said we could land all 40, I guess 40 of our bombers could land on one of the wings of this craft. It's pretty big. He said it was 1 mile wide. Depends. Were the wings opened or were they closed? Very strange. Very strange being in Phoenix at that time. It was weird. It was very strange, I admit. Hold on. Somebody sent me, oh my gosh. David Wilcox. Oh, thanks, man. I didn't see that. I heard something almost an hour ago. Thanks, man. $20 from David Wilcox. Not Wilcox. Come on. Thanks, man. On PayPal. Appreciate that. Again, continuing supporter of GUFON. Man, thanks. Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for helping out. I know I'm talking a lot. I didn't mean to talk so much, but I am so sorry. I continued from yesterday, and, things just, I don't know. Let me show you something. Oh, no. Okay. Here's some sightings that, well, people think are real. Here's a weird one.
Oh my God. Holy shit, what the fuck is
Does that look like a bag?
Holy shit.
Bad acting.
The following is a part of an unreleased interview with Fitz before he went missing.
So
initially, when I said I
stupid.
didn't have the footage, it was because we thought, just for our safety, it would be good to put it out there that we had it. But eventually, some, bad people found out that we did. I don't know how, but they did, and things kind of went downhill from there. But we've already been planning a release of the footage.
That's so stupid.
Because a lot of other stuff happened that night that people don't know about.
Since that night, something weird's been happening to my body.
Oh, yeah, I have that. I got bit by ants.
Growing up, I have no idea what's happening.
That guy? Yeah, everybody's seen him. Give me a break. That is so stupid. They're still trying to keep that Miami thing going. Nobody cares at all. At all. All right, got another sighting. This comes from World News X. I'm telling you, they should be abolished. Like when you eat something, ladies, and it gets in your mustache and dries? I feel like I drank something and it dried on my lip and my hairs are crunchy. All right, let me show you this one. All right. I left this guy a message. Here's why. You're going to see why. What do you see when you see this? What do you see? Go.
Comes a really, really, really bright big one right here.
And this right here was right behind it. Did you see it?
Here. Straight out of the ocean. And I mean, it is big.
So, believe it or not, when you use night vision and you see an iridium flare satellite, they get that bright sometimes. This doesn't change direction, nothing like that. It goes the same speed throughout. And yes, there was the other object that was behind it that he didn't even talk about. And now it's going to disappear. Probably. Okay, sometimes they get brighter, they're spinning, so the other the other solar panel will aim towards Earth. Or it's a UFO. Yeah, we don't know. He said it came out of the ocean. There you go, blind the guy.
Another object was behind it. I don't
That's
see
what
that
the
object
aliens
anymore.
were. Nice.
Man, this thing is big.
Dude. It's a satellite.
No sound either.
Of course there's no sound. And notice how it's going the same speed throughout. It's just an iridium flare satellite. That's it. And then eventually it'll go out. There's another one. Oh, wait, what was that? That was weird. What is this?
There's a really bright one directly overhead.
So there's another one he sees.
This weather is so crappy.
Oh, I thought I saw something else.
I appreciate you coming through all this stuff, buddy, because I certainly did.
So this guy, I told him, to be honest with you, if you want me to help you out, tell me the exact date and time. Because I think you're seeing iridium flare satellites. That's what they look like. I know. Did you hear that? No little sirens going off. No pitter-patter. No little feet. What movie's that from? Minority Report. It was just on. I watched it yesterday. By the way, I watched what was it? The new Planet of the Apes movie. I got to tell you, it was 2.5 hours, and I liked it. But there wasn't any of the magic in the story. Like, I really didn't hate the guy that was the bad guy. I mean, he was a dick, but he just needed to be talked to a little bit. That's all. He just needed to have his ass kicked once or twice. He was just a bully, dictator. That's all. I don't know, man. It was because you could see his side of things. Anyway, it was watchable, but it wasn't great. And if I was to give it a rating on a 10 scale, I would give it a 7.5. Because the special effects were phenomenal, of course, the way they make those monkeys, gorillas, chimpanzees, and orangutans look. And when they get dirty, they get cut. I mean, it looks legit. They did an excellent job. And each movie, it's gotten better anyway. And the girl in the movie was just easy on the eyes. Let me tell you that. She was good. I liked her. It was it wasn't terrible, and there will be another one. There's supposed to be 2 more to go. And I can't wait because I like the way it ended. And I'm scared for what's going to happen next. This movie took place, it says, many generations after 2018. And it looks like it's about 60, 70 years after the fact. You don't get an exact date. But you can see the cities were all covered in growth. You can barely see the structures anymore. They did a really good job making the cities look that way. You get to see an old ballpark was all built over, and the earth reclaims everything. And eventually our existence, which is where I was going before, and I never got there. What I meant to say was, and continue my logic on where we come from and where we're going, is that we do live in a weird world. We live in a world that doesn't make sense. Why? Why doesn't it make sense? Why? Because it's not everything is what it seems. Not the planet, not the moon, not anything. I don't think so. I think, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think we're individual gods. Does that mean we have powers? No. But I believe we can literally just by thinking about it and imagining it, create our lives. Because if we are living in that matrix reality, thought and reality are the same. Your brain reacts the same. So if I burnt my finger right now, and then 10 minutes later, I remember burning my finger and what it felt like, it's supposed to show up the same way on a brain scan. I don't know how, because feeling the pain and not feeling it and just imagining it are two totally different things. So I don't know, you step on a nail, right? Everybody here has probably stepped on a nail in their life. I've done it one time, and that's it. But if I just right now I'm imagining stepping on it, how's it going to show up the same? I don't get that. But apparently it's true. Your thought waves are supposed to be the same as reality waves. And if that's the case, the matrix reality that we're living in can't tell the difference between thought and reality. So if you keep thinking you've got money, your bills are paid, you're full, you eat, you have a good time, you have a nice car, all those things should start to happen, one way or another. The door's going to open. Wait a minute, how does that happen? Well, what happens is you get the job, that gets you the money, that gets you the stuff. But you got to have it up here first, right? Isn't that why we were all brought up? Every one of our parents told us you can be anything you want to be. At least in America. You could be right? Every one of your parents. And for those of you who have kids, you told your kids the same lie. You can be anything you want to be. It's a half a lie. You can't become an NBA player if you're me. No matter how much I love the game, basketball's just not in me. Not everybody can do everything. Your goals have to be realistic. And if they're realistic and they're within the parameters of your personality, anything is possible. So if I wanted to be a baseball player, that's different. Not now, when I was younger. Sure, I had everything handed to me. And what did I do? Squandered it away. Could have done it, but didn't. I chose a stupid route. Immature route. Yeah. But had I done the right thing, had I stayed on that path, who knows? For all I know, I could be dead right now. Maybe that path, although fruitful and fun, maybe it was the short-lived path. And I wouldn't have gotten life's experiences the way I'm supposed to get life's experiences. There's going to be enough baseball players. There's going to be enough writers out there. But how many Rich Giordanos are going to be out there? How many Thor Pankus are out there? How many FAPs and David Wilcoxes are out there? Sure, we may not be famous. We may not be the wealthiest. But I can tell you this, and I see it in all of you. I bet you're happy. I'm happy. I don't have money. I'm broke as fuck, right? But I have a roof over my head. I have people, family that supports me, friends that support me. And, you know, and hopefully you have that same, because it should all come around. Nobody can be me, and nobody wants to be me. I don't want to be you. That's why those movies where they switch the mother and the daughter, or the father and the son, or whatever. I'm old, I'm young, you know. New perspective from a different generation. Seeing it from the eyes of, or going back in the past, knowing what you know now. We can't do that. We've got one chance in this life. That's all they give you. You get one chance to live a full life. And it isn't easy. And you probably didn't do what you wanted to do when you were a kid, and they ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be an astronaut. Right? As long as you have happiness here and in here, the world is your oyster. Isn't that beautiful? No, it's true though. You need to stop and smell the roses. That's what I'm doing with the drone. That's my way of smelling the roses from a new perspective. From one you and I can't just fly out and look over the land from 400 feet. It's exciting to see the sunrise over the Gulf, over the Atlantic. It's why I do it. How often are we going to have those sunrises? How often, how many more do you have left? In the grand scheme of everything, in the world of the paranormal, in the world of the ufological, in the world of just the strangeness around us, just remember, everything you see is what you experience, and you don't need to lie about it to anyone. You don't need to embellish the story. Just be honest. And as soon as you're honest with the universe gives that back to you tenfold. I've seen both sides. The universe giveth and taketh. So, just remember, it's not forever. So, Tucker, please hurry. I ain't got 30 years. Neither do you. You know, me and Tucker are the same age. Yeah, I think I'm 6 months older than him. Yeah, pretty wild. Yeah, I think he's the same exact age. Let me see. Where is this bastard? He was born May 16th, 1969. I was born in March of 68. So I'm 10 months older. Weird. You know, I knew he was cool. All right, have a good night. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for the support. Really appreciate it. Excuse me. I got agita. Do yourself a favor. If you can, take a picture of the sunrise and share it with somebody tomorrow. Yeah, or maybe not tomorrow. But whenever you get a cool one, people love it when you send them pictures of their sunrises and or sunsets. And I'm not going to show the videos now. I am going to make a video for the drone stuff. But thank you for asking. And thanks again, moderators and super chatters. As always, thank you for your time and support. And newcomers and veterans, yeah, welcome. I appreciate you hanging out, making this a great place for an hour or two in your ufological world. Truthology for ufology. We really, literally do it every single day here. Yeah, we do. Oh, it's Truthology for ufology. For you. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks again. And don't forget, get a nice little sunset to somebody you love or even want to love, whatever. They'll enjoy it. You'll see it. Always sunrise and sunset. All right, alien blood. Not that one.